And today we will discuss with the double fertilization. In the last session we discussed that how the pre-fertilization events occur. That means how the microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis taking place in the angiosperms or in the flowering plants, and after the formation of these gametes, that means microspores and megaspores, then the pollination takes place. So pollination is the transfer of these pollen grains to the stigma, and there are different types of pollination are there. And after that, once the male gametes reaches to the ovule, so then the fertilization takes place. In the angiosperms, it is called double fertilization. So why it is called double fertilization? Reason, the fertilization takes place twice in the angiosperms. So here we know that when we are talking about the pollen grains and formation of male gametes, there are two male gametes are formed. So these two male gametes, and this is the embryo sac. At the calasal end there are three antipodal cells are present, which do not participate in the fertilization, and here two synergids and one egg cell. So this is the egg cell. And here in the center of the embryo sac there is a polar nuclei with two nuclei, one cell with two nuclei. So here once the male gametes enters into the embryo sac through pollen tube, so here two male gametes are entered. Out of these two male gametes, one male gamete is fertilized with egg cell. So here male gamete, so one male gamete, which is in haploid is fertilized with egg cell. So here egg cell is also a haploid cell. It is fertilized with egg cell. So as a result of this male gamete, one male gamete is fused with egg cell, formation of zygote takes place. Formation of zygote. So haploid male gamete, haploid egg cell results in the formation of the diploid zygote. So this is the one fertilization. And here one more male gamete is there. This is the first male gamete which fuses with the egg cell. And this is the second male gamete which fuses with the polar nuclei. So here the second male gamete, which is again haploid, plus here two nuclei are there. Each nuclei is a haploid. So both the nuclei. So here two polar nuclei. Two polar nuclei means one polar nucleus is haploid plus another polar nucleus is again haploid. So together this polar nuclei is a diploid, and it results in the formation of an endosperm. Endosperm. So here, see, one haploid male gamete plus one polar nucleus and another polar nucleus. There are two polar nucleus results in the formation of triploid endosperm. So it is a triploid endosperm. So the ploidy stage is very important in this. Say for example, if any onion or any other plant, if n equals to, if the cell contains the chromosomal number, that means if they will give n number, if it is 12, then what is the chromosomal number in the cells of endosperm? So if it is a zygote, 2n. So zygote chromosomal number or ploidy is 2n. So then chromosomal number is 2 into 12, that is 24. If they will ask the number of chromosomes in endosperm cell, so then endosperm is a 3n. 3n. So then 3 into 12 equals to 36. So like this, they may ask the questions even in the competitive exams, or they may give the endosperm chromosomal number and they may ask the haploid condition or the number of chromosomes in male gamete or number of chromosomes in egg cell. Say if the 3n equals to 45, then what is the number of chromosomes in egg cell? So egg cell is a n, it is a haploid. So then 45 by 3, 15. So like this they may ask the questions. So just we have to remember the ploidy stage. So whether it is a haploid or it is a diploid or it is a triploid or it is a polyploid. So here the male gamete and egg cell are the haploid. Then polar nuclei, together they are diploid, but singly or individually they are haploid. So there are two polar nuclei are there, so it is a diploid. And zygote is a diploid. So because only one male gamete and one egg cell are fused together to form a zygote. Then endosperm, it is a triploid. Reason? So here one male gamete which is haploid and two polar nuclei, so diploid, and together it form an endosperm which is triploid in condition. So this is the double fertilization. So in the angiosperms, the fertilization takes place twice. So with the two male gametes, one fuses with the egg cell, another fuses with the polar nuclei. So this type of fertilization is called the double fertilization. And here zygote develops into an embryo. So here this is the true fertilization where the zygote develops into an embryo. And endosperm, in the most of the fruits, the endosperm is a edible part, so which we can eat the endosperm. And after fertilization takes place, the next is post fertilization events. Post fertilization events. After double fertilization takes place, so zygote is formed and endosperm is also formed. So zygote develops into an embryo and endosperm is formed in the different types, of angiosperms. So here the first we will take it, endosperm. endosperm. Endosperm do not develops into an embryo. But how the endosperm is formed? One male gamete plus two polar nuclei. Together forms the endosperm. And this endosperm tissue is preferred with nutritional value, with high nutritional value, and it is the major part in some of the fruits as in the nucellus. It is developed from the nucellus actually, because the endosperm is formed in the nucellus. So what is the nucellus? When we are talking about the embryo sac, the middle part of this embryo sac is called nucellus. So this endosperm is also formed in the nucellus. So this entire part in the fruit becomes an edible part like in apple or in banana. So in this, the edible part is an endosperm. There are different types of endosperms from where it is formed. So on that basis, the endosperms is, one is nucellar endosperm, nucellar endosperm. So nucellar endosperm is developed from the nucellus of the embryo sac. So it is developed from the nucellus of embryo sac. Nucellus of the embryo sac. And second type of, so for these examples we can give the apple, so banana, and another type of endosperm is cellular endosperm. Cellular endosperm. So cellular endosperm is developed from the cells or the tissues in the embryo sac. So are extracellular spaces of the embryo sac. It is of different types like liquid endosperm. So liquid endosperm is seen in coconuts. So liquid endosperm. This type of endosperm is seen in coconuts. So Cocos nucifera. Cocos nucifera or coconut. So in this coconut, the liquid type of endosperm is we can see. So these are the different types of endosperms from where it is formed. So nucellar endosperm, which is developed from the nucellus. Cellular endosperm is developed from the cells of the embryo sac. And liquid endosperm is seen in Cocos nucifera. So it is important to remember. So liquid endosperm is seen in Cocos nucifera, or commonly it is called coconut. And the second post-fertilization event is embryo development. Embryo. The development of embryo is called embryogenesis. Embryogenesis is the development of embryo in Angiosperms. It was first observed in the shepherd's cause plant. Shepherd's cause plant. The development of embryo in angiosperms was first studied in the plant shepherd's cause. And here there are two types of angiosperms are there, we know that dicot embryo and monocot embryo. So dicot embryo is entirely different from the monocot embryo. So how the development of dicot embryo taking place and how the monocot embryo develops. So here first we will see the development of dicot embryo. So these embryo are developed from the zygote, so not from the endosperm. Development of dicot embryo. So here in this embryo, two cotyledons are formed. In monocot embryo, only single cotyledon, which is called scutellum, is formed. So in this, the zygote first divides into, and hereafter the cell division is a type of mitosis only. There is no meiotic division taking place. So zygote development entirely depends on the mitotic cell division. So the entire plant body, entire embryo, plant body, everything is in the diploid condition because zygote is in diploid condition. So zygote divides into two unequal cells. Two unequal cells. So one larger cell is called suspensor cell. Larger cell is called suspensor cell, which form towards the micropyle end, and smaller cell is called embryonic cell. Embryonic cell. So larger cell is called suspensor cell, which form towards the micropyle end, and a smaller cell which forms towards the callosal end or towards the embryonic cell. So that is called embryonic cell. And this suspensor cell, this is the zygote. Divides into, mitotically it divides into two unequal cells. So one is larger cell and another one is smaller cell. So this larger cell is called suspensor cell and smaller cell is called embryonic cell. And now this suspensor cell is transversely divides into 6 to 8 cells. 6 to 8 cells. So this is transversely. Six to 8 cell states. And this stage is called octant stage because here the 8 cells are formed due to the transverse divisions of the suspensor cell. So this octant stage, in this octant stage, the first cell of this suspensor cell is called haustorium. First cell of suspensor cell It is called haustorium. And the last cell is called of suspensor is called epiblast. So haustorium is the first cell of suspensor and the last cell of suspensor is called epiblast. And the cells which are towards the embryonic cell, that means towards the end downwards, if it is a suspensor cell, the first cell is called haustorium and the last cell is called epiblast. And the cell which is above the embryonic cell, so this is the embryonic cell. Embryonic cell is covered or downwards the suspensor cell, and the cell which is above the epiblast or which is far away from the embryonic cell is called epiblast, and towards the embryonic cell which is nearer to the embryonic cell is called hypoblast. So these are, and epiblast is developed into plumule and two cotyledons. And hypoblast is develops into the radicle. It is develops into the radicle, and this radicle is covered with root cap. So later during the embryonic development, plumule develops into the stem and radicle develops into the root. So plumule and two cotyledons are developed from the epiblast, and radicle and root cap is developed from the hypoblast of the embryonic cell. So then, development of monocot embryo. And it is also similar as in the dicot embryo up to the arctant stage. So that means the suspensor cell transversely divides into the arctant cell stage. So 8-celled stage. Up to this is similar as in the dicot embryo. And after this the differentiation takes place. So what is the differentiation? Here embryonic cell divides into, or vertically it divides into two cells. So one cell towards micropyle end and another cell towards callosal end. The cell which is towards the micropyle end develops into a cotyledon, single cotyledon. So here only one cotyledon develops and one plumule develops, and which is towards the callosal end. The cell which is towards the callosal end is develops into the radicle. And here this single cotyledon is covered by a sheet-like structure, and that is called scutellum. So here this single cotyledon is covered by a sheet-like structure which is called scutellum. And due to the development of this scutellum, plumule pushes towards one end of the embryo. So, and again these plumule and radicle are also covered by a sheet-like structures, and plumule is covered by coleoptile, a sheet-like structure which is called coleoptile, and radicle is also covered by a sheet-like structure which is called coleorhiza. So cotyledon is covered by scutellum, plumule is covered by coleoptile, radicle is covered by coleorhiza, and this plumule is develops into stem, and radicle is develops into root system, and this radicle is covered by, or root tip is covered by root cap. So this is the development of monocot embryo. So once the embryonic cell and suspensor cells are formed, so as in the dicot embryo, this embryonic cell is vertically divides and forms the two different types of cells. So one cell develops into cotyledon and plumule. Another cell is develops into the radicle. So this cotyledon, plumule and radicle all are covered by the sheet-like structures which are called scutellum covered cotyledons, and plumule covered by coleoptile, coleorhiza covered, radicle covered by coleorhiza. So transfer of plant pods after fertilization, transform of or flower pods. After fertilization. So after fertilization, and we know that ovules develops into seeds, ovary develops into fruit, and what are the different parts of the flower develops after fertilization? So first ovule. We will take a ovule. Ovules are develops into seeds after fertilization, and ovary develops into fruit, and integuments which are covered by the ovules, integuments are develops into seed coats. So integuments are the covering layers of the ovule. So if it is the ovule, and these are the integuments. Once ovule is develops into the seed, and these integuments are develops into the transferred into the seed coats. And flower stalk is a fruit stalk, and endosperm becomes the endosperm remains the endosperm, but it is become edible part in some fruits, and petals of the flower degenerate, sepals. At the early stage of fruits, the sepals are present, and later on the sepals also degenerate. So these are the transfer of flower parts which are, and the stamens, everything will be degenerate. So only ovary develops into the fruit, ovule develops into the seeds, and the fruits are covered by a fruit wall which is called pericarp. So fruit wall is called pericarp, and pericarp is a 3-layered structure. So which is a covering layer of the fruit or fruit wall, and it is contains 3 layers, 3 different layers: ectocarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. Ectocarp is the outer layer of the pericarp, and mesocarp is a middle layer, and endocarp is the innermost layer of the fruit wall. So fruit wall is called pericarp, and it is a 3-layered structure which contains 3 layers. Ectocarp is the outermost layer, mesocarp is a middle layer, and endocarp is an inner layer. So these are the post-fertilization events in the angiosperm. So pre-fertilization events. In the pre-fertilization events, we discussed one is microsporogenesis. So formation of microspores from which the male gametes are formed. And the second one is megasporogenesis. And after that, double fertilization events. Double fertilization. So in this, formation of zygote and formation of endosperm. Then post-fertilization events. So in this post-fertilization events, we discussed one is the endosperm, then development of embryo. So these are the events which takes place are sexual reproduction events in the angiosperm. So pre-fertilization events, formation of microspores and formation of megaspores under 2 headings. Then double fertilization, formation of zygote and formation of endosperm. And post-fertilization events, the structure and how the endosperm is formed and what are the types. Then embryo, how embryo is developed in dicots and how the embryo is developed in monocots. So these are the sexual reproduction events in angiosperms.